Now, inspired by the Pimlico Hotel, which is sadly no longer around, I thought I'd do a dish which was inspired me when I was training when I was a young kid. I used to be a pastry chef of a very famous hotel, and we used to do a dish similar to this. It's a coffee and rum cake. Start by creaming together some soft butter and sugar. Now you can tell when it's ready, when it almost just changes colour from the buttery yellow colour to a white sort of colour. Mix in some coffee essence, a pinch of salt, and then 6 eggs. The secret is not to allow the mixture to split, so that's the reason why we add the eggs one at a time. When the batter is smooth, grab the flour. The main thing is when the flour is added, you treat it really carefully and always mix this bit by hand. Because when you ever add flour to anything and mix it, it toughens up the gluten, the protein in the flour, which causes your cake to almost shrink. This is the ideal consistency that we want. It's called dropping consistency. It just falls off a spoon. Just before it goes in the oven, just drop the cake mix. You can see now it's filled in the gaps all the way around the edge. Pop it in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 20 minutes. While the cakes bake, make a quick meringue. Bring some sugar to the boil and whisk your egg whites. This is 120 degrees centigrade now, and pour it on to the egg whites. What you don't want to do is pour the sugar in too quickly. You want it all to more or less cook evenly. The egg whites will cook by the time the mixture has cooled. Then your meringue is ready. Now I'm going to use this as a little garnish to go with the cake. These cooked meringues will need to bake in a low oven for about an hour before I can assemble my forest floor inspired design. There you have it. All will be revealed in a minute. Most of the meringue is used for a wonderfully smooth fudge topping. Gently mix in melted chocolate and soft butter. So pop that in the fridge. We've just got to wait for the cake. Once the cakes have baked and cooled, you're ready to build. Start by cutting your layers. Best ways to get a nice, even slice through a cake is to continue turning. So the best way to do that is take a knife, cut almost a third of the way through and continue all the way around. Now what I want is 2 flat pieces out of each one of these cakes. And I'm not too bothered about the bottom bit. That's for the chef who made it. And then we can start to assemble it. So, and I've got some rum syrup here, which is basically just sugar syrup and rum mixed together. As a filling, I'm using a simple French crème pâtissière, similar to the Pimlico cake. It's perfect for a hotel dessert trolley, as it holds much better than double cream. I'm going to top it with a fudge topping now. The easiest way to ice a cake with a fudge topping is to put plenty on to start off with, because you can always take it off afterwards. And to push it over the sides first, so it just falls over the edge, so you get the top nice and flat. Finish with an icing comb and chocolate shavings. You could stop there, but my garnish is ready. Now these meringues are nice and firm. If you want a sticky meringue in the centre, then you use a little bit of white wine vinegar or corn flour added to the mix. A dusting of cocoa powder and icing sugar, and there you have it, a sweet mushroom. But in essence, this is just a simple little cake. The only complicated bit, I suppose, is the meringue. That's the bit that takes the time, but it's really that bit that makes it. And there you have it, my coffee and rum cake with a mushroom topping. This is a classic dessert trolley dish with a nod to the Pimlico Hotel in the crème pâtissière filling. It's kind of weird that foods can bring back such memories, and you've only got to look at the Pimlico cake and Rita's enthusiasm for the cake and the hotel. And I suppose it's the same with this cake. This is 20 years ago since I last made this, but the taste is still the same. It tastes just as good. It's delicious.